So now we come upon Balbazak. I'll say this about Balbazak. He looks better with the helmet on.
Yeah, you want my shit, Max Stone? You better come get it. Nah, nah, nah. I'm promoted now, you bastard! Ha ha ha! That means I can do acrobatics and shit. Yeah! 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 Dwarven power! Yeah!
Welcome to Max Stone 9999 Gaming. Not quite 10,000 Gaming. Yeah. Now, we must find a ship. And Lord Balbazak has our ship. Oh yeah. I surrender. I just can't fight anymore. Rumors have it that you are invincible. Yes. Words of our exploits are extending. The people are aware of the Shining Force. Behind this door is the harbor, and Balbazak is there. But first, save Ernest, then concentrate on getting Balbazak. Balbazak, yeah. Don't go easy on Balbazak, he's one nasty fighter. Oh yeah. He's an ugly guy. He looks a lot better with his helmet on. Oh yeah. I don't show item management. That's just an item shop up there. But I don't show that stuff. I'm trying to be respectful of your time. Relatively speaking. Oh yeah. So I think it's looking good for me to get the Mega Dark Dragon episode Battle 29 and 30 grand finale on Halloween Day. That's my goal. I think I can get there. I can afford to have up to at least 5 days in the rest of October where I don't upload, so I think I can do it. But we'll see. Man, that took a lot out of me. I'm glad to see you, Max Stone. Let me join you. Ernest joins the Shining Force. Finally, our last Centaur Knight. No more Centaur Knights. They're all the same. I mean, there's variations among them, but it's like, how many of these damn knights do we need? I'm only using Arthur in my party. I mean, that 11 character limit besides your leader is pretty intense. I mean, you have to make hard decisions of who you're going to cut, who you're going to take. And I kind of wish they let you bring a few more, but then the battles might get too long or whatever, so... Oh, anyway, that's part of the fun, is trying to decide what your force is going to be like. And you get all these characters, and then chances are you'll never touch them again. It's just the way it is. Once you have kind of your contingent force, then you're just going to use that. If you're Ernest's friend, you must be okay. I'll open the door for you.
Ah, at last we meet, Max Stone. Soon you and your misfits will trouble us no longer.
Yes, that is Balbazak, a commander of the Runefaust army. You must destroy him. Oh yes, and destroy him we will. Rumors are that Tactician Max almost has the EMP, residual EMP field down, so he may be joining us next battle. Perhaps in a new form. We shall see. So Balbazak is just like Elliot. He's a melee fighter, and interestingly, he doesn't really move. He just sits there. I don't know if that's a bug or that's intended to be that way. I guess what he's doing is he's guarding the entrance to the ship. So he doesn't want to move from there, so you can't go aboard the ship. So he stays right where he's at. So you could easily exploit that by just attacking him with ranged attackers. And you could have your ranged attackers gain a ton of experience just hammering away at him, because he won't move from that spot, and he's a melee only fighter, granted an intense one, similar to General Elliot. And he'll heal every battle like every boss. So you could basically hammer away with him with ranged attackers and just keep gaining experience, because you can exploit that, him not moving. This is not too bad of a battle. They bring back a new form of bat. the sea bats. Basically a beefed up version of the old bats. They're not too bad. They don't hit too hard. But the thing about the bats is they have very high evade. Like agility, I think it is. That they're hard to hit, which kind of makes sense. They're bats, they're flying. It's hard to hit them. So it's kind of annoying. A lot of your attacks will miss. And I think they have the ability to put you to sleep, potentially, or even poison you. I know the other bats, that they could put you to sleep. As a reminder, sleep is a negative status ailment where you're guaranteed to lose one turn, because there's a chance you'll wake up on subsequent turns, but on the turn you wake up, you lose that turn. So if you fall asleep, you're guaranteed to lose at least one turn, which would be your next turn. Guns is awesome. He just hits so hard. He's a tank. He has really good defense and offense. He's just a slow-moving tank. Very powerful. I think maybe he's vulnerable to magic. I'm not sure. I think some of the physical characters are more vulnerable to magic than others. And then Domingo has pretty good defense too, although the artillery's sort of making some short work of him. Alright, Xylo. Let's see if he going after. None of my characters fall asleep, which is good. But yeah, these bats are kind of annoying. Go Kokichi! Oh, no Kokichi. No Kokichi. No. It's a lot of artillery pieces. Alright, I can't remember if I get Max Stone a level or not, but I basically have him just go after the bats. And of course, I don't risk him at the very end. I can't risk him getting a critical hit by Balbazak. He's got to hang behind. Luke, though, with his heat axe. So there's a short that I have that you can watch where Luke I decided to promote Luke. So I've promoted exactly one character. And I decided to promote Luke so he could use the heat axe. Because the most powerful weapons and items can only be used promoted. I've talked about the promotion system, and I'll mention it again now. And then I won't talk about it again, so this will be the last time I kind of talk about the promotion system. So I confirmed by looking at Luke's stats before and after that when you promote a character, they lose 20% of their stats. So whatever their statistics are in attack, defense, but agility and all that, it'll go down 20% when you get promoted. So the longer you wait to promote, the stronger you'll be at level 1 promoted. So there is an advantage to waiting. However, your promoted characters can use powerful weapons. For example, Luke right here, I had him do a Blaze 2. I can do Blaze 2s for free with my heat axe, which is awesome. I'll go more into that in a minute. Which is freaking awesome. So not only can he hit hard, but he can also cast like a free Blaze 2 with his heat axe. Just a powerful, awesome weapon. And eventually in the end game, like, they'll all have weapons like that, where they'll have another secondary use and stuff. It'll be awesome. So anyway, you can promote at level 10, and the maximum level you can promote at is level 20, because 20 is the maximum level unpromoted. Like, I don't think you can gain any more levels after that. Or if you do, you don't gain any stats. So the longest you want to wait is level 20, but the earliest you can promote is level 10. And the longer you wait to promote, the stronger you'll be at level 1 promoted. So if you're a completionist, maximizingist, I don't know what the hell you call it. If you seek to maximize everything, then you always want to wait till level 20 basically to promote, and you want to grind and whatever and wait till level 20 to promote to ensure that your characters are as strong as possible at level 1 and moving forward. But the longer you wait, it's just annoying because you can't use certain weapons and stuff. So I think a good rule of thumb is to promote around level 15. Now, with the stat reduction that comes, you also want to be careful that you don't want to promote your entire force at once. You want to stagger promotions. Because if you think about it, if you promote your entire force at once, unless you have powerful weapons they can all immediately equip, you're basically handicapping your entire force by 20%, the stats. So it's a good idea to stagger promotions. So promotions, you get more and more powerful with promotions, but initially you're weak. All in all, it's kind of a stupid system. It's definitely a problem. One of the drawbacks of this game is the promotion system. Shining Force 2, I forget what they did to address it. I'll have to look it up. They made it a little bit better, but not quite. And then I think in Shining Force 3, which is for the Sega CD, I think, or a Sega Saturn. I think it's a Saturn. For Shining Force 3, they made it where promotion is just purely beneficial, which a lot of games are like that. Like promotion or whatever, if there is a promotion option, is going to be purely beneficial. So unlike the werewolf, Lao survives the Hellhound. I guess because he's more resistant to magic-based attacks, being a spellcaster. See, I think the spellcasters, they're vulnerable to physical attacks, but they're less vulnerable to magical attacks, and then vice versa for the physical warriors. The physical warriors are vulnerable to magic-based attacks, and not as vulnerable to physical attacks. So you could see where Lao easily survived the Hellhound's attack, whereas now granted Xylo was double strike, but still Xylo has a lot of HP and is one of the strongest Shining Force characters, and Xylo got annihilated by a Hellhound. So just interesting to see that every character has their strengths and weaknesses. Now, if you think about the healers, like the healers you pretty much want to promote right at level 10, because you're never going to really use the healers for battle. So the healers, it kind of makes sense to promote them right away. And one advantage when you promote is because the game considers you at a lower level, you do gain experience quicker because you're considered as a level 1 against all the enemies. So you'll gain more experience and stuff, up to the maximum of 48 experience for killing an enemy. That seems to be the most amount of experience you can get. Alright, now to talk a little bit about the weapon uses. So Luke has a heat axe, and the heat axe, you can use it with the item menu. You can actually use it to cast a free blaze too, instead of doing your normal attack, which I had done earlier. And doing it so when you use a magic ability from a weapon, you have unlimited uses of it, and there's no chance of your weapon breaking. But later on, you can get rings. You can equip basically one weapon and one accessory, or maybe one accessory plus a ring. I don't know. But later on, you get rings, and rings allow you to do things like you can use a ring to cast a spell or whatever for free. It doesn't cost any magic. But unlike with weapons that have magic spells, rings have a chance of breaking. And what can happen is it'll say like, smoke is rising from the ring, which basically means it's damaged, and you have to get it repaired at a shop. If you get the ring repaired at the shop, if you don't get it repaired, it could eventually break, and if the ring breaks, that's it. You're never going to be able to recover it. And some powerful rings can't be bought in stores, so you lose that ring forever. So if it says there's smoke rising after a use, you have to make sure you get it repaired before you use it, because if you continue using it, you're risking it permanently breaking, which you don't want. If it's damaged, you can fix it for a fee at the item shop or whatever, but you can't replace it if it's permanently broken. So these damn bats, they have such high agility that they can sometimes go 2 turns before another character gets to take its turn because they have such high agility. Or maybe that's speed. I don't remember. It's one of the stats. I think agility reflects your ability to evade. Okay, and speed reflects how quickly your turn comes up in battle. So if your speed's high enough, it's possible that you take 2 turns for every 1 turn a given character takes. So, because I was intending on having Tao kind of retreat, but the bats just, their turns came up too quickly to take advantage of that. So Tao was my battle casualty. Oh well. Tao is still pretty awesome, even though she, as a mage, she obviously is a glass cannon, but she's so freaking awesome still. Like, a lot of, I've seen a lot of these tier lists that are made, tier list videos for Shining Force 1. It seems like a lot of Shining Force creators make these tier lists with the tier maker or whatever, and basically rate all the characters in the game. And I might do a similar thing after I get through the story. But a lot of creators put Tao as like A range or S range, S for superior, and I'd probably say the same. She's a solid A, if not S. I mean, she's pretty awesome. And she, early on, she gets Blaze level 2 at level 4, and that's absolutely precious for certain battles that are tough, where you gotta have that ability to hit multiple targets at once. It really helps. Alright. So that puppet is like from Battle 7. It's like a beefed up version, I think, of one of the puppets. It's totally random that there's a puppet in this battle. Like, I have no idea why there's a puppet, but they just decided to throw one in, I guess, as an homage to the circus battle in Battle 7, I guess. Exactly half the battles ago. Believe it or not, this is Battle 14. So that was half the war ago, I guess you said. Damn healers. I hate how they only gain 10 experience every time they heal, so it's kind of like, you know, if you see a weak enemy, you got to try to get them to hit, and that's one big advantage of some of the rings you can get that can cast magic, because then you can use the rings to cast spells, and that can really help out your characters to help them level up. And like, there's one ring I think that'll cast like Bolt 2 or something, and you can have Lao just cast Bolt 2 and gain some experience that way. And so the rings can really help those kind of characters advance, because, you know, they just hit with, like, if you're lucky, they'll do 3 damage or something. I mean, they're not meant to be physical attackers. They're meant to just cast magic, so it just sucks that when you heal, it's only 10 experience, but you kill an enemy that's 48 experience, so just kind of annoying that you have to farm out deaths and stuff. But Shining Force 2 is the same way. You have to farm out deaths. If an enemy is near death, it's like, you always have to do this thought process, like, who do I want to kill this character to maximize experience? And so what ends up happening is you save the character rather than killing it right away, and then it ends up doing more damage because you didn't take care of the threat right away, but because you wanted to save it. Alright, go Kokichi. Go Kokichi, yeah, Kokichi. Promoted, he just looks so ridiculous. not all the Shining Force members look so great promoted. Most of them do, but he looks ridiculous. His attack's kind of funny. Like, they all have when they're promoted, they all have exaggerated attacks, like you saw with Luke, where he's like swinging. Here we go, I think we're gonna show it. Where he's like, wow. It's like they all have exaggerated attacks, but Kokichi's is actually kind of funny. He like spins around and then stabs. It's just funny looking. Like the mages, when they're promoted, their rod like won't even be in their hands. Like, they're so awesome with their magic that the rod's like floating above their head. Like they're using the Force or something, so it's pretty awesome. So I like the way, I like how the characters, they look more badass promoted, and they have just different things. And oh, that's good. Lao got to level up, so that's good. Gotta get these healers. I want to get these healers to learn Aura. I think Chris can eventually learn Aura 4. Whereas Lao I think can't, but Chris I think can. Chris can eventually learn Aura 4, which can heal everyone on the battlefield no matter where they're at. Extremely powerful spell. So I want to work on Chris, even though it's going to probably take her forever to get there. Lao has other abilities and stuff, like he knows Detox, which can cure poison. Because unlike, and I mentioned this in many videos ago, but unlike in other games where like a poison status ailment will eventually go away on its own, in this game it does not. It will follow you around forever until you get it cured at a priest, or you use an antidote, or you have a healer use the detox spell. So that'll follow you around forever until you cure it, and it basically does damage to you every battle round. It'll do like 2 damage to you every battle round, so you definitely got to get rid of it. Alright, Kokichi. Oh yeah, Balbazak's an elite fighter. Believe it or not. He looks like Ron Jeremy, but he's an elite fighter. And he can dodge. Boy, he can dodge. Like all these bosses, they tend to be able to dodge well. Which I guess that makes sense. He's an elite fighter, and he can definitely dodge. Oh yeah. But eventually I get everyone, except Max Stone. I can't risk Max Stone, so gotta keep him back. It's just the way it is. I can't lose the battle now.
Oh yeah, Dwarven power.
Oh. I tell you that both of the dwarves in this game are just awesome. Luke and Gord are a must on every team. They're just so badass. Wow. Ah, missed. Yeah, well, it kind of makes sense. Balbazak's an elite warrior, even though he might not look like it. He kind of looks like he's overweight based on his face, but he kind of reminds me of Ron Jeremy, but I guess he's still kind of an athlete, I guess. I don't know. He definitely looks different with his helmet on. Can't dodge magic attacks. Oh yeah, it's one of the best things about magic. Can't dodge magic attacks. Here we go. Bam. Gort has decent defense, but not against that. Alright, let's get grunts. Gunts. I want to say grunts, but it's gunts. Kind of a weird name. Gunts. Oh yes, let's get Xalo into the action. Xalo has pretty good movement, so he was all the way down there and he caught up already. Plus he can move, his ability to move through woods is awesome. Makes sense as a werewolf, he can go through the woods. And having the archer be able to attack from 3 spaces away is good too. Oh yeah. It'll be nice when he gets a firearm. But those also look ridiculous, by the way. You'll just see what those look like. Like they're powerful, but the way they hold it is kind of ridiculous. Almost sort of like they're bazooka launchers. It's kind of weird. It's interesting. And eventually I'll get Lyle, who's a centaur knight with a bazooka. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, okay, I guess there's one more centaur, but it's not a centaur knight, it's a centaur with a bazooka launcher. Oh yeah. Oh, nice. Gort for the kill.
Max Stone, take the ship, but please spare my life, please.
Yes.
Thank you. Take the ship. Go after Dark Soul. Balbazak, you betrayed me. No, please, Dark Soul, leave me in peace.
You
disgust me, Balbazak. Leave you in peace, I will leave you in pieces. Forgive me. Too late, worm. Receive your punishment for failure. I am dying, Max Stone. You must kill Dark Soul. Free Runefaust. Take the ship as that fool said. You will not survive the voyage. Ha 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 ha! Thus did the Shining Force free Urin Botal and set sail for a land of legend. End of Chapter 4, The Great Fortress of Balbazak. Halfway through the chapters. One more battle and we'll be halfway through the battles. Do you want to record your exploits? Yes.